Tony, good to see you again, sir. How are you?
Hey Jake, nice to see you, dude. Good job on the Zoom background. I mean, well done. It's been
Thank
two
you.
years and I still can't get my game right. But
Honestly,
good job.
I can now never get rid of these little three photos from Amazon because more like famous people have seen these than will ever see anything in my entire life. So I'm sitting here in my dining room talking to. I never thought you'd be in my home, so I'm so glad you are, sir.
Oh, I apologize. I apologize, Jake.
You should
You
never.
don't
You
you
should
don't
never.
need this in your home.
Not with that attitude.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
I've got to tell you, I truly do love this idea of a dog coming into your life just at the right time and being there for you when you need them. So I thought, I can relate to that. So I thought I'd introduce you. This is my girl Daenerys. I was going to introduce. That's my girl Daenerys. So
Oh, what's her
that's
name?
my girl. Her name's Daenerys. Because
Daenerys is exhausted.
this is my girl Daenerys, and
I love you have her.
she's a rescue. Honestly, I went into the shelter to do a story on the shelter and walked out 90 minutes later, and I had this puppy in my, and I thought, what the hell am I going to do? And that was 6 years ago, and it was the best decision I've ever made. She's a rescue dog, and I got her a couple of years ago, and she's been with me, through the pandemic, and just your normal average bad day. She's gotten me through all of that. So I was wondering, is there a dog in your life that you maybe is responsible for kind of the person that you are today and had the biggest impact on your life?
Well, actually, I'll show you. So these are my little puppies right here.
Oh, yes.
So that's Walter and that's Francis. They're like an old married couple.
Love it.
They're not here now, but my wife gave this to me for my birthday, these little drawings. And I used to have really, and I still do, but I used to have really bad allergies as a kid, and I don't have a reaction to them. So I'm just like crazy about it.
Beautiful.
Well, I didn't grow up in a very rich family, so we lived in very small flats, so we had space for cats. Mm-hmm. But I think that I quite like dogs. I just think they're Nazis. They want to bite someone and get your approval and move up in the hierarchy, whereas I like the attitude of cats, which is just kind of screw you.
I have a dog at the moment, which I brought into my life after the Clifford experience, and I thought, you know what, I need a dog in my life, and I have Coco, the Cavapoo, who's the sweetest dog. Still, we're working through the fact that I've done the Clifford movie. I showed Coco, my dog, the trailer for Clifford, and thought that Coco would love the trailer, but actually I think she found it quite traumatizing because she saw that I was seeing other dogs on the side, got very upset, gave me the cold shoulder. I was like, it's all make-believe, this is CGI, but that was lost on her. So yeah, I'm not in her good books at the moment.
Stanley, we've gotten more recently. We got him in 2018 or 19. I think it was 18. So we haven't had him for much longer, but he still is now a huge part of my life. And we brought him to set. Actually, he was with us during Clifford, and so he got to meet everyone, and that was super fun.
Very confusing, awesome. By the way, when you have a dog called Stanley and she's going around saying, yeah, Stanley's in my trailer at the moment. I was like, wow, can you put in a good word? Get me in one of the Marvel.
Yeah, give me one of the Marvel movies.
Yeah. I was going around with like cups of coffee to do a little bit of sucking up, like knocking on the door, getting nothing back. I was like,
Jack's calling his agent and be like, I think I'm the next Iron Man.
Yeah.
What's so interesting is, I grew up reading these books when I was a kid. So it's crazy that Clifford is still around and they're making movies now and the new generation of kids are meeting him, because I remember Clifford from 30 years back when I was growing up. What's something from your childhood that you're amazed is still popular and is still around?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Oh, that's a good question. Dr. Dolittle books were my favorite, and they keep remaking that, not particularly well.
I mean, I love Paddington was something that I read, the Paddington books as a kid, and then they made those movies, a couple of years ago, and they were fantastic, and probably reintroduced Paddington to a whole new generation of people.
The Carol Burnett. These are what I grew up with. Jake, you're much younger than I am, but like I Love Lucy or Carol Burnett show. These kind of. They're just iconic, but also like something like Buster Keaton. I love that they still kind of get the attention that they deserve.
It's funny how cyclical everything is. And you think that something belongs to your generation, and then you realize it's being passed to the next generation, which I think is fantastic.
I think ours were more sort of English speaking. I think yours were more American, because I hadn't heard of Clifford until I was sent the script.
Oh, no kidding. Oh, that's fantastic. That's so fascinating.
No, they didn't exist in England. We had Alice in Wonderland, things like that.
You know, one of the best things about this movie is watching people's reaction to Clifford. Everyone reacts differently. Of all the characters you've played, which one would you love to see how he would react to meeting Clifford for the first time?
Oh, that's good. I think Buster would have an interesting reaction from Arrested. I think Clifford's all about love and hope. And so I think that he would be a good influence on Buster. And Buster needs a friend.
Yeah, I would worry. We just have to keep the claw away from Clifford.
Let's keep the claw away. However, you could attach a leash to it for the collar. It might not. It might be a really good thing. I can just see him walking around New York with just like a leash. And actually, he might be a good dog walker. Buster would be a really good dog walker.
Right now, Paramount is behind the scenes writing that. They're like, that sounds good.
Buster would be a great dog walker, by the way.
Why did we never get that?
Thank you, Jake. Today's the day it started.
Well, they are just about to give me the wrap. And since you are one of my all-time favorite actors, I would be remiss if I didn't get the chance to ask you about what I consider to be one of, if not the single greatest comedy of all time, which is Monty Python and the Holy Grail. That is a movie I can't watch for 5 minutes and not laugh out loud. Sometimes I will just go on YouTube and just watch a clip just to get myself in a better mood. I'm sort of curious, is there a scene in that film that was maybe the hardest for you to get through because you could not make it through without breaking? You couldn't make it through without laughing. And maybe even to this day, it still makes you laugh.
Yes, it was the scene when my dear ex-wife, Connie Booth, was being accused of being a witch. And you can see Eric Idle and me actually breaking up if you watch it properly.
Is it because you're kind of like turning a little bit?
Well, no, we're kind of aware of each other, and you can see the smirk growing just as the editor cuts away.
Do you ever find yourself putting, I hate to ask the question, do you ever watch your own stuff? But that movie puts me in a good mood. Would you ever put it on casually just to have a chuckle, just to have a laugh?
No, I know it too well, because sometimes when I do my stage act, I do extracts, clips from it. But I just think the ending isn't very good. I think Life of Brian is a better movie.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.